This is Dead Body Society. I got a story for you. Before I tell my story, I want to thank each and every one of you who bought Through the Lens of a Monster. It has just been awarded International True Crime Book for 2026. This is a book written by me when I spent 42 years in prison. And it went up against the big boys. Random House, Simon & Schuster, came out victorious. So thank you. Thank you again for reading it, for putting your comments up, and giving book reviews. I really appreciate it. So on to my story. It's 1978. Robert Alton Harris, convicted killer and even a rapist, decides to rob a bank. To do so, he employs the help of his younger brother. And to accomplish his goal, he decides to steal a car. What does he do? He goes to the parking lot of a supermarket where he finds two young boys, 16-year-olds. And they're there because they're celebrating one of their accomplishments, which is that they got their driver's license. Robert and his brother decide to take that car by force. The boys are taken to a location where they're made to kneel down. The boys begin to pray, and Robert Alton Harris tells them, "Say your prayers. Be men or die like men." And he shoots both of them, killing both of them. Mind you, these are 16-year-old boys, kids. You know, an hour later, after he robs the bank for about $2,000, you know, a good Samaritan saw that what had happened, and they went, called the police. The police arrest him. Little does the officer who was securing the scene know that the boy who was just murdered, one of the boys, was his 16-year-old son. Robert Alton Harris is convicted, sentenced to death, sent to death row, where I meet him. And, you know, I don't have a lot to say to this guy. He's, in my opinion, a child killer. He's also a rapist. So appeals go on, and what people don't know about this story is that while he was there, those last few days before his execution, he was the first person executed in California since 1967. The year is 1992. And as the preparations and the circus is going on about this guy being executed, what people don't know is that on the yard, plans are being made to kill him. The convicts on death row decide, or have decided, that he is, in fact, a child killer and a rapist, because he raped an inmate in prison. And to a convict, it doesn't matter if you rape a woman, child, or another man, you are a rapist, and therefore got to go. So just before he's taken to the gas chamber, the guys on death row decide, we're going to kill this guy. So they bring a knife out to kill him. And it's got to be the white guys. Hispanics can't do it. Blacks can't do it. It's got to be his own people. Robert Alton Harris doesn't go to yard. He is taken to North Seg, where he spends his last days before he's marched into the gas chamber. Now, none of us know that's going to happen because, well, we've never seen an execution in California at that time. This is 1992. So the opportunity was missed. The day before he was marched up there, the knife was taken out to the yard and it was waiting for him. Had Robert Alton Harris went to yard, he would have been executed on the yard by a man with a knife. The guy was already picked. He had already volunteered to do it. So Robert Alton Harris escaped one execution, which would have been fitting for him for killing a child, and then meets his fate through the execution chamber. Now, he's being quoted as being this poet and this guy who has these great quotes. One of his last quotes was, you can be a king or street sweeper, but everybody dances with the Grim Reaper. He stole that. That's from Bill and Ted's Bogus Adventure, whatever, where they say you can be a king or little street sweeper. Ultimately, everybody dances with the Reaper, or something like that. The bottom line is he got a quote from a movie and he used it, and everybody was all, wow, this guy's a poet. Guy was a thief. He stole that from Bill and Ted's Adventure. So, these things happen in prison no one knows about. And I'm telling you them here. And it's the truth. Robert Alton Harris escaped one death sentence only to jump into another one, which was the state of California. And the guys were back and forth about killing him because they figured if you kill this guy, all the attention's coming to death row. All the attention. How can a guy be executed on death row by inmates rather than the state of California? Well, I look at it, dead is dead. It doesn't matter if the state does it or an inmate does it. The bottom line is, you're going to meet the Green Reaper one way or the other. In my opinion, for killing a kid, he had it coming. So that's the story about Robert Alton Harris. Little knew about it, except for the guys on the yard and the guys who made the decision. So until next time, be safe, be aware of your surroundings. Your life could depend on it. We'll see you next time.